If I had to completely rebuild my gym wardrobe from scratch, I would not spend hundreds on Gymshark. And I love Gymshark. But honestly, I think you could build a really cute and practical gym wardrobe without spending hundreds on Gymshark. And honestly, I'd probably buy quite a bit of it secondhand. So if you're starting the gym or your wardrobe is looking a little bit tragic, this is the video for you, because I'm going to walk you through the main staple pieces that you can intertwine to make every outfit look cute. So I'm going to show you exactly what I would buy. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Alexandra Elizabeth and I do all things gym and fitness. Listen, if there's one thing I love just as much as going to the gym, it is definitely buying gym clothes, which is slightly problematic when you realise how expensive gym clothes are. And I definitely think you can fall into the trap of thinking that you need a new gym fit for every single session. So today I'm going to pretend that I've got absolutely nothing in my gym wardrobe and I'm going to show you the exact pieces I would buy again if I had to start all over again. And we're going to build it as cheap and sensible as possible. So the first thing I'm buying is a black pair of Gymshark leggings. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter what other people say, it's so important to have a good pair of black leggings in your collection. They go with absolutely everything. You can wear it with your sports bras, your gym jackets, whatever it is you fancy, which is exactly what I want from my gym wardrobe. So for these are the Whitney Simmons leggings. They still have the black little metal bar on them. I've had these for about 3 years and I bought them from Vinted and they've lasted the whole time. But you can find so many different black Gymshark leggings depending on the kind of style you like through Vinted. And honestly, I'd much rather spend 10 to 20 pounds on a good pair of second-hand leggings than have to pay out 50 quid for one of the new pairs. At the end of the day, they are just black leggings. I think a black sports bra is one of the most important things you can have in your gym collection because it obviously goes with absolutely everything. So rather than buying 5 different sports bras in all different styles, shapes and sizes and colours, you get one that's your staple go-to that fits you the way you want it to fit, that actually works for every session, and that way it's just grab and go. And you can always build your wardrobe from there. This is basically my philosophy for the entire wardrobe, to be honest. Buy things that actually work together. Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse than having this in, say, pink, but then wanting to wear your favourite blue leggings, and then they just don't go together. So it's always important to start with staple pieces. Once you've got your black pair of leggings, I would then next go for a neutral colour. Something that isn't black, but also is still going to go with the majority of your wardrobe. These are the Gymshark Camo Scrunch Bun. Again, found it on Vinted for a really good price. I believe I paid only about £12, and I've had these for years, and look at that. It's not even worn, nothing. So absolute staple for me. And this is where I think you can start making your wardrobe look much bigger than it is, because again, all of these pieces then intertwine together to make different outfits. It's gym wardrobe maths. So you don't need 20 different pieces, you just need a few that can actually be intertwined and look like you're wearing different things every time. Coming in next with an oversized t-shirt. So I'm pulling out my grey graphic Gymshark t-shirt with the big logo. I also have this in black, it's just in the wash at the moment. An oversized t-shirt is honestly one of my favourite pieces because you don't always want to be in the gym in a sports bra. You don't always want to have your belly out, especially if you're doing some sort of leg day movements. We're not always the most confident. So I always think an oversized tee is a staple. I got the black and the grey on a Vinted. I think I got the two for £15. They're actually a men's, like, large, because I was like, do you know what, an oversized tee is an oversized tee. It doesn't even need to be a Gymshark tee, it can quite literally just be any oversized t-shirt that you found that's cute or black or grey or something that you're going to be able to intertwine. Even when it comes to your oversized t-shirts, this is where you can start to add a pop of colour because you can get them from Primark so cheap that maybe that's the piece that you want to stand out. Maybe go for quality for your leggings, but when it comes to your t-shirts that don't really matter, that you're just going to throw on anyway, you can then get something that's a little bit cheaper, but then interchange them because they're all different colours. Basically, it's comfortable, it's breathable, it's a cover-up, it's a confidence booster, it's a great t-shirt. Okay, next I would get a really good hoodie and or zip up. So I've gone for a Gymshark zip up here. It's got the graphics on the back. This is a men's oversized jacket and it is very large. All I want it to do is cover me up when I'm in the gym and I'm feeling a little bit less confident. Or you can wear it to cover yourself up. It's really just a staple piece. Again, I've gone for black because at the end of the day that will go with everything and I can just throw it on. I bought that piece brand new, but I'm sure you could find something really similar on Vinted. The only reason I got that brand new is because there was a sale on Gymshark, so I just nabbed it when I was there. Okay, then I would get one pair of gym shorts. Now, I've got two to show you here for two different reasons. When it comes to your gym shorts, I do think this is somewhere where I like to add a pop of colour because my shoes tend to be black, socks tend to be black, oversized tee tends to be black, and sports bras tend to be black, it's somewhere I can kind of throw it in a little bit of colour in the middle, and it's always going to go with the outfit really, because that's kind of the vibe I go for most of the time, black with a pop of colour. So here is the camo shorts, again bought through Vinted. I got these in pink and green as well for about, I think they were £8 to £10 a pop, so I really love it. They've got the scrunch bum at the back as well, detailing, which is just one of my absolute favourite details that Gymshark has ever done. However, if you wanted to go for something more neutral, because this is another favourite of mine, is I think it's not the Onyx, it's the girls version, but it's that kind of vibe. It's got the lovely love heart dipped back there at the back, and again it's got a really cute little scrunch bum on it. So these are my favourite shorts, and again with this being black with only a bit of red, it does tend to go with more. Remember, you should always buy something because it makes you feel confident and comfortable, and not just because every influencer is currently pushing it because it's currently the trend to do so. So if you know that you really love a scrunch bum or a camo short or whatever kind of short, I would just get that in a colour or two and have those as your staple pieces. Now this is where you get to have a little bit of fun. Once you've got all those boring staple pieces that are just perfect for really pulling all your outfits together, buy something fun. So this is a massive favourite of mine. It's my Gymshark Oversized 66 red tee. One of my favourite shorts that I've just shown you are here with the little red detailing. I love throwing those two together. I just think it's adorable. And you do get to spend a little bit of money on yourself for something that's going to genuinely bring you joy. But at the beginning, when we're bringing this wardrobe together, really buying those essentials that are going to save us money as we go, we just want to think practical, go with everything before we bring in that little bit of happiness, you know? But whether that's a pink pair of shorts or a pink oversized tee or a pink sports bra or a green sports bra, whatever you fancy, having that little item here and there that just genuinely brings you joy, especially because your staples are all black, which means if you buy a green sports bra, it's going to go with the rest of your kit. Another thing that I do think people forget about is actually layers. So obviously when it gets to winter, it gets cold. So other things you could be looking out for is a long sleeve black, again to go with everything, black tops. You're looking for good leggings, good joggers. Again, I would go for black because at the end of the day, it's just comfort, and also it's not going to get as dirty and it goes with everything. You might be looking for a hoodie, a thick hoodie, a zip up. Gymshark do some really good thick jackets as well. And again, I've got one in black. And again, these don't have to be gym specific at all. You can just buy them, you know, cheap secondhand, something long sleeves, something that's going to keep you warm in the winter. Honestly, some of my favourite things to wear in the winter is quite literally just some of the long sleeves that I already own, and I just throw them on top of a sports bra. Okay, shoes. This is where I might actually spend a little bit more money. So when it comes to a lifting shoe, you want something flat, like not a running trainer, you want something more like a walking shoe, I guess. More like Nike, Adidas, think that kind of flat bottom. So this is somewhere you might want to spend a little bit more money. In saying that though, you can find secondhand brand new shoes again on Vinted, and sometimes it's just, why not? You could probably get yourself 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes on Vinted for the price of one brand new pair. But what you want is something that's genuinely comfortable and appropriate for your lifting. So you don't want to be wearing a running shoe if you're lifting in the gym, because you want to have that sturdy flat level when you're in the gym. But because shoes are something that you will wear very often, again I tend to go for something black and white, so it goes on with all your outfits. But also number 2, it is important to have a good pair of shoes. You don't want to get any ankle injuries or anything like that. So where would I actually buy all of this stuff I've just mentioned? Number 1, Vinted. I really do like Vinted. I think a lot of the time you get really good secondhand stuff for a lot cheaper. There's also charity shops. You never know what you can find in a good charity shop. But Vinted is fantastic for branded things like Honor Active, Define, Gymshark, all of those types. But charity shops are great though for finding those oversized tees, things that you don't really care if they're branded, they're just something to throw on. And third, sales. Sales are so fantastic. Gymshark sales, Define sales, Honor Active sales. Then if you're wanting something brand new, but one of the newer collections, they tend to then bring them out in sales just a few weeks to months later, and you can grab some stuff quite cheap. They tend to do up to 70% off on Gymshark as well. Is there something that you need to make more of your clothes work, or are you buying it because you genuinely really want it? Make sure that you can afford it, and make sure it's going to make a difference to your life, because you never know, you might already have the perfect oversized tee quite literally just sitting in your wardrobe. You just never considered it a gym tee. So I've got my list here for my ideal starter wardrobe. So 2 pairs of leggings, okay, a black one, and then then a more neutral one so you can change it up a little bit. We've got 2 to 3 sports bras. I like to have 2 black ones in different styles and supports, and then maybe a third one with a pop of colour for a little bit of fun. And then also I'd go for 2 to 3 oversized t-shirts. I've got black, grey, and then my red one is my main 3 staples that if I had to get rid of everything, those are 3 I would definitely keep. I've also got 1 zip up. I don't like hoodies because it always messes up my hair. Do you know when you're pulling them on and off and you get hot? It always annoys me. So I have a zip up that I love. It covers my belly. It just covers everything if I'm feeling at all a little bit uncomfortable. I would then go for a long sleeve layer for winter that you can just throw over your sports bra under your zippy. You know, if it is a cold gym, you don't want to be getting too cold. And last but not least, I would go for a good pair of trainers. Now these might be your everyday shoes. It doesn't have to be specifically a gym shoe. Like I said, normally Adidas, Nike and Vans, because they're flat, they're pretty good shoes. So maybe that's something you use in the gym, but making sure that you have got a good pair of shoes that aren't running shoes if you're lifting weights in the gym. And then I would build from kind of that similar base right there. And that's it. I really wouldn't buy 30 or 40 other pieces just for the sake of having them in my wardrobe, because honestly, you'll figure out quite quickly you end up going back to your staples anyway and don't end up using most of that stuff you've bought. And then it's just the mix and match trick where you pretty much pull everything from your wardrobe and you mix it. You've got black with red, then you might have black with your favourite new pink shorts, black sports bra with pink, you've got your oversized tee, grey goes with pink. I'm telling you, the combinations that you can create from just a few pieces, genuinely, it's quite a few. So pretty much everything you buy will then work with something else. So rather than buying that one pair of pink leggings that only works with one specific sports bra, really think about what you already have in your gym collection. So how I would spend my money, if I had about £100 to £150 to spend on new gym clothes, I would go to Vinted, I would have a look at a bunch of things that I quite like, starting with my black pieces, my staple pieces, and then maybe if there's any money spare, I would then move on to a few colourful pieces. I would always check as well the sellers' reviews to make sure that they have been sending things and that they've got good reviews and a bit of a seller reputation. And I'll also check the price against other shorts, because usually the same shorts are on there a gazillion times and you just need to find the best price. And always make offers, always try and haggle, because you could sometimes get it a little bit cheaper. Because trust me, you can probably get 10 pieces on Vinted for the price of 2 on Gymshark. So just consider it. So that's exactly how I'd build a gym wardrobe if I had to start all over again today. Keep the basics neutrals, keep the pieces that are going to work together, and go secondhand. Don't be afraid of charity shops, wait for sales, and most importantly, don't let not having a cute gym wardrobe stop you from going to the gym, because anything and everything can be made cute if you just try hard enough. And listen, I would rather see you in the gym with holes in your leggings than not there at all. But I want to know, what is one piece of gym wear that you just could not deal without when it comes to the gym? And if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe so I can talk to you guys all again soon and I'm not just a passing phase for you. And I will see you in the next one.